see me. Because this doorway is low, it's only 48 inches from the floor, I went out and bought a pool noodle. You know what a pool noodle is, don't you? This one they call a funny noodle, but regardless, it's a firm styrofoam-like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it down the middle, and I'm going to put it on the edge of the doorway here and nail it in. And that way I don't bang if I bang my head, it'll be like a cushion here. I can't do it on the outside, but I can do it on the inside. Because I don't want to take this doorway all the way down. So we're going to cut this pool noodle down, but we're not going to do it right away. The first thing I want to do is, originally I wanted this doorway 48 inches wide and 48 high. But there's nothing that's going in this shed that's going to be over 30 inches wide. So we're going to put a 2x4 here, and we're going to make the door 32 inches or 36 inches. Not exactly sure yet. I've got that 3/4 inch plywood for $1 a sheet, that 3/4 inch, and I'm going to sandwich two of them together to make an 1.5 inch thick door. And we're going to have it here. Now, I purposely did not put a step here because when I go in, see, my head still clears. If I was to put a step here, I'd be going boom, and I can't put the pool noodle over here, okay, for obvious reasons, because you're going to catch water on it and everything else, and be a problem, and you can't open the door. But on the inside, I can. So that's what this is for. Now, the roof is not complete because naturally it's not warm enough. It's only 40 degrees right now. It's supposed to be about 50 today. This paint, surprisingly enough, did dry. Well, oil base is going to take longer to dry anyways. So this dried pretty good. And then the redwood will go over this at a later date. And somebody on my last video commented, asked me if I'm going to use a drip edge. Of course I'm going to put a drip edge on here. I most certainly am going to put a drip edge on here. And I'm going to put 30-pound felt. You'd first to put the drip edge all around. I might prime the edges of this plywood with some oil-based paint, or use this. Put the drip edge over that, and then tar down the 30-pound felt over the top of that. But right now, that's not going to get done. I got to finish the doorway, and it's got to be warmer weather before I can work on that. It's got to be. Hopefully, it'll get some warmer weather in the next week or so. Now, as I said, I'm going to make this doorway 32 or 36 inches. Now, I won't be able to have a good solid 2x4 by toenailing it in like I did on there, because plywood helps support it too. On a door jamb, you want it good and solid. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a small piece of 2x4 to come out to the length of, the width of whatever the doorway is going to be, and we're going to nail the the side right to it, and we're going to have another 2x4 coming up like this one nailed to the side of that. Now, I cannot nail uphill. I bend the damn nails over. I never could bang uphill. So we're going to use the palm nailer to put the top of this in. And we're going to run the palm nailer on the generator. It serves two purposes doing that. One, the generator hasn't been run in about at least 3 weeks. So we're going to run the generator, and we're going to run the air compressor off the generator. The generator's 3,500 watt continuous and 4,000 peak, so it'll run the I'll get to run the generator and the compressor, and I'll use the palm nailer to nail the piece up to here. And this way it gives me a chance to run the generator and to do a little more work using the palm nailer, which is very handy in situations like this. So we're going to get started on cutting the wood, figuring out the width of the doorway, and we'll be back on this video before you know it. Alright, and we're going to plug in the RV cord, which gives the 120 volts, 30 amps. And we're going to run the, this is the cable I made up for it. So that I can plug in the compressor. And let the generator run for about, like 5 minutes before I put the load on it. So it's been running a few minutes now, so we're going to get ready to put the load on it, charge up the compressor, run the generator at the same time. It'll kill two birds with one stone that way. Alright, we're going to put this piece up now. I pre-drilled it so that the nails will go in straight. We set it at 100 pounds. Last time I used 90, it worked out good. We'll put it on 100. Very good. It's the first time I ever used it in that position. It's kind of hard to get that board to stay still unless I got the big clamp out. But that's the problem. I can't nail uphill without bending the damn nails over, even though I made pre-drill. Down at the bottom, I probably won't need to use it. We still got the generator running, but I really won't need it. I can nail this by hand here. It's just the overhead that I had to do. So, it looks crooked, but it isn't. Squared up pretty good. You can't go by that inside piece over there on the left side, because that's a bowed piece of 2x4 that I mentioned in an earlier video. That's all going to be covered up. But the doorway's square. The doorway's 32 inches wide. That's what I decided to make it. Okay, the compressor just kicked off. I think we're going to give the generator a rest, because all the rest of the nailing now is going to be done by hand. Well, I cut the pool noodle down the middle, because normally they're solid, you know, they don't open up like pipe insulation does. So we cut it down the middle, and we're going to put it on the inside edge. We're going to do that now before my head gets banged anymore. It's a damn mud hole over here. I'm sliding all over the place. And I put cardboard down, it's even worse. It's like I'm on a sled, for crying out loud. I'm not going to be able to see very much because it's backlighted. So, what we do is open it up here, and we're gonna, I got roofing nails. They got the big heads on them. So, we're gonna nail it up like this here. So, we don't need to have that on video, but this is how it's gonna be. Anyway, so, we'll do that right now. Alright, well, as you can see, I had a bunch of nails on the other side. This is so when I come out, less have to hit my head. Like I say, if I'm not putting a step in here, I'm okay. It should be alright, but I still have to watch out going in and out of here. I had to put cardboard down here, slide them all over. I found a big piece. I hate to use it all up, it gets all mudded up, and then I can't use it to work underneath the cars. Now, it's only 50 degrees so far today. It was 40 when I started out here this morning. So I can't use that this paint here yet. But when I do, I'm going to put it on with a pad. I've had a pad I found, and that's how I did the back end over there. Well, we'll finish nailing this, but we'll be off camera. No use wasting all this video on me nailing. Well, we gotta put a block in here, like I did on the sides here. Try to keep it all pretty much the same here, because these seams will be showing, and if there's any big gaps, I'll just caulk it. And then, you know, when I put the redwood over it, it'll be similar to that one there. Got the block in there. Now I'm just going to put some number 4s and plywood into the 2x4. This provides us with a nailer like we had on this side here. Then the next plywood will come down. The next piece we made to go right straight up in here, and then we'll just continue on over to here. We may have to put a 2x in here, just so we can get our pieces to match in. Alright, over to the left here, I got to make this piece here 22 inches wide, so it'll be similar to this one. So I'm going to show you how I cut the boards down. Most of you probably know this already. I use a block, and I'm going to show you that close up in a minute here. We've got a straight edge on here, even though we got a line drawn, because even though I got a line here, and if I don't have this straight edge on here, I never, with my poor eyesight, I never can, I'm always off the line. Now, this I made up, and I'm going to show you what it is here. On one of my earlier videos, several years ago, I might have showed you this, but you see this mark right here? Well, you see how it's following the line? So when you slide this down, she's right there perfectly, all the way down the end. This allows me to get accurate measurements. It's sometimes when I read a ruler, my eyesight's so bad I'm off sometimes quite a bit. So this enables me to know that I can take my saw right here and I'll be able to rip that right down, keeping my saw up against this. Like I said, I probably showed you this before, but maybe not everybody's seen all my videos. So we know the saw is going to hit right on the line. Okay, that's what we want. Perfect. Perfect. It's still a little too cool to be painting with that oil base Thompson's water seal. So I found another can of, Walmart special paint here. Simple oil base enamel. You're probably wondering what this is. This is that paint that I showed you, because this here has about 5 coats of this redwood on here. And even so, I'm starting to feel some roughness on this plywood that was not there before. In other words, it's not keeping the water out. So what I'm going to be doing eventually, once I get this done, is I'm going to go over this whole piece of plywood with this oil-based paint, because it'll soak in anyways, because this stuff offers no protection for rain at all. And let it dry good, and then put redwood over the whole thing. Now I just got to put the horizontal piece over there on the top of that plywood on the left side, and then we'll start making the plywood for the top part. This may not be standard, but it's like I said, it's a shed. What we're going to do here, instead of putting in a little 2x here like this, because the 24 from here to here is 24 inches, here to here is 24, as a nailer we're going to do one like this. This way I'm able to nail into this one, because I'm not able to nail up here. I can toenail, but the problem is going to be we'll be able to toenail at the top very well. There's no good at nailing over there. We're going to put flat ones like this, short ones in here, and a short one here. And that'll give me a place for the plywood to bend in. From here to the top on this end here is 31 inches. So we can't lay the plywood 4-foot length that way and cut it off, because they're only 24 inches wide. So this is the only way I can do it. Well, as you can see, I got on the flat, and that enables me to lay the 24-inch wide piece of plywood up against that as a nailer. We'll do the same to the one to its left. And that should do it. I had a hell of a time getting that nailed in there. I should have left the palm nailer out. It would have made it a lot easier. I'll tell you, doing some of this work, these big nails and everything, even though I pre-drill, I'll tell you, nail guns are $200 to $400. But I'll tell you what, if I had one, it would be so much easier. Of course, I pre-drilled this. I'm a left-handed guy, so I got to work all standing on my head, so to speak. Just toenail one down here, like I did on this side. Well, I got that piece all prepped up over there, ready to be put up right in this corner right here. But we'll do that off camera, because you've seen me nail these things up here before. Alright, as you can see, I got it up. 2 more pieces of plywood. One for the middle and one for the left side over there. And then that'll probably be it for today. But I'm going to try to get these done today, though. Alright. I got to cut out this piece for the doorway here. I already cut around for the corner for the roofing there. So what I got to do before I put this up is I got to take a lot of black paint and put it up through here. It's too chilly today to put any of this other paint on, like you see over here. So we've been using the black on the edges. This is the last piece I got to put in. So we're concentrating on putting a lot of paint in here, but right now I got to cut out the bottom part here, well, this lower bottom, for this doorway here. You notice I got the pool noodle in place here, so I don't wrap my noodle. And I'm going to finish up here. I ran out of black paint, but I'm primarily interested in that corner that's up in the where the roof drip edge is. So we'll just get this up there. Get a couple of nails in it. Finish nailing this off camera. That's all I'm doing today. It's clouding up. So I got what I wanted accomplished. So that's all for now. We'll come back on this video at a later date.